Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all safe and healthy. So today I'm here at the Audi showroom in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia to take a look at the brand new 2022 version of the Audi A8. And in this video I'll be telling you everything about the new A8, from its exterior design changes to the interior design changes. For those watching this video from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, I'll be leaving the location link down in the description below, so you can come here and visit their showroom and take a look at all the models that they have. So there might be something that you will like, and obviously you can buy it. And one more thing, sorry if my voice is a bit weird. It's just that I'm a bit unwell, so that's why my voice is a bit different compared to my normal voice. So sorry for that. And if you're new to the channel, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your bell notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And now let's take a look at the A8. Alright guys, so here it is, the 2022 model of the Audi A8. And before we go ahead and talk about the A8 itself, I'll just explain about the models that we get here in Saudi Arabia. So normally in the other markets you have the 55 TFSI, the 60 TFSI, and you have a bunch of diesel and plug-in hybrids as well. But here in Saudi Arabia, the standard A8 only comes in the 55 TFSI trim, so that's with the V6. And if you want to upgrade to the 8-cylinder, then you'll have to buy the S8. So basically we only have one A8 model and one S8 model as well. And the long wheelbase version is standard here in Saudi Arabia. We don't have the option of the shorter wheelbase version because the people over here do prefer the extra legroom that you get with the long wheelbase version. So that's it. And now let's talk about the new A8. So for the 22 model year, they have done quite a few design changes, and I'll show them to you. So the first change that Audi have done is the grille. So it is wider at the bottom now, and it is a bit more upright when compared to the previous model. And since this has the S-line exterior trim, we have a different grille design. But if you go for the standard A8 trim, you have a different grille design, and it looks like this. So this is the grille that you get on the S8 as well, and since this has the S-line exterior package, that's why the grille is similar to the S8. One small detail about the grille that I really like is how they have added these L-shaped elements, and how they have designed it like they move towards the Audi logo, and that is a pretty nice design feature. That's your Audi logo. You have a camera right below it, and then you have a radar sensor right over there. You have the Quattro badge, and all these L-shaped patterns that you see in the grille are blacked out in the S-line trim. You don't get them in silver color. The outline of the grille itself is in chrome, but if you want, you can get a black package as well, and that blacks out the grille, and that looks like this. So if you black out the grille, it will look like this. You also have a black package plus, which will black out the Audi logo at the front and the A8 logo at the back as well. Then the other change that Audi have done is to the headlights and to the front bumper over here. You can see the design is a lot sharper and more upright, which I do really like. You do have some fake vent elements, but it's okay. I don't mind it. You have more radar sensor right over here, and you have an air vent hidden right over here as well. The exterior surround over here, if you want, you can get it in chrome as well, or you can just leave it as it is. Then we come to the headlights. So right now the car is locked up, but Audi have introduced new headlights. So instead of just having that horizontal headlight before, they have now introduced some new elements to it, like you have this cut pattern right over here, which you can see leads nicely into the grille over here, and I do like the pattern a lot. And actually you do have three options for LEDs. You have the standard LED headlights, then you have matrix LED headlights, and you also have digital matrix LEDs, which will do animation when you turn on the car, and the animation looks like this. So that was the animation. I'll show you the sequence that the Audi headlight plays when you when you unlock the car, and as soon as you press unlock on the key, you can see the nice animation that plays. And I do like the Audi logo that they have introduced into the headlight. It just looks nice, classy and premium. And these are how the headlights look when they are turned on, and this is how they look with the indicator turned on. So that's basically the changes on the front end. And now let's take a look at the paint. So this particular model over here has this metallic black. Obviously, being an A8, you do have a lot of color choices, but if you want to make it a bit more unique, you can definitely choose the Audi exclusive option. That will give you access to a lot more colors as well. You can choose the same Audi exclusive option for the interior as well, and that will give you a lot more interior color options as well, and trim options as well. So now let's move on to the side. And from the side, basically there is not a lot of change when you compare it to the previous model. The only change they have done is that the side skirt that you see over here, is taken from the previous S8, and that's about it. You do have some new options for the wheels. So the one over here are 21 inches. They are 265 section in width, and you have a 35 series sidewall and obviously the 21-inch rim. This wheel over here, I think it's like the RS trim wheel or alloys, so that's why it has the RS logo on it. But my personal favorites are these ones over here. And there is another style that I do like. I'll just show it to you right now. So that is the one that I like a lot, and you can see the brakes behind the wheel, and they are of a pretty good size. Obviously needed because this is a pretty heavy vehicle, and you do need good braking performance. By the way, if you go for the S8, you do have the option of getting carbon ceramics. Then in terms of suspension, the normal A8 comes as standard with adaptive suspension. Only the S8 comes with the predictive adaptive suspension. So that has I think it has a camera on the front over there which reads the road ahead, and it adjusts the suspension according to that. It also has that feature that when you open the door, the suspension rises so that you can get inside a bit more easily. This particular model does not have that. Then moving along the side, you can see the window line is covered in that same silver trim that was on the grille, and if you choose the black edition pack, they will black it out for you. And I do like the side profile of the Audi A8 a lot. It does have pretty strong lines which run along the side, and it does look pretty nice, muscular and athletic. Then moving to the back, this is where they have done a few changes as well. They have added new tail lights, and they have added a new bumper as well. I don't see a lot of changes, so it's a very small minor change, but the tail lights do look definitely different. And when I unlock the car, you can see the tail lights will also do their dance, which look really good. And that's how they look as well. And they do have a different signature as well depending on the drive mode you are in. So since this one is in dynamic, you can see this is the light signature that this one has. And since this particular model over here is in sports mode or dynamic mode, this is how the tail light design looks. So as you change the drive mode, the design of the internals of the tail light do change along with it. And there you can see the car locked itself. And down below you can see we have the Audi badge, the A8L badge. You have the 55 TFSI with the Quattro badge. Quattro meaning all-wheel drive, and all the A8 comes as standard with all-wheel drive. Then down at the bottom you can see this is the bumper that you get with the S-line trim. And since this is the chrome edition model, you have the extra chrome on the bumper itself. But again, you can black it out if you go for the black package like that over there. One more small thing, this chrome strip that you see over here, it will be blacked out if you go for the black package as well. So now that we're done with the exterior, let's move on to the boot, and you can open it via the button right beside the rear camera right over here, or you have a button in the interior, or you can just use your key fob. So just double click this and you can see the boot opens up. And it does have quite a lot of space. To be exact, 505 liters, which is like 13 cubic feet. But to be honest, it is a bit smaller than something like the 7 Series and the S-Class. The 7 Series being in the middle of the S-Class and the A8, and the S-Class having the largest boot. But I think this is a pretty nice size, and it looks pretty usable as well. You do have an underfloor storage. You pick it up via this hook, and you have your spare tire here. I know that in most countries you don't get the spare tire, but here in Saudi Arabia we do get it. You can see there is a hook on the latch when you pick up the boot floor. So basically you can just hang it over here, and while you're working to remove the spare tire, this won't fall down on you. So that is a pretty nice premium touch. When you think about cars like these, like the 7 Series, S-Class and the A8, small touches like that do make it feel a lot more premium. So that is pretty nice, and that is basically all there is to show in the boot space. And now let's move on to the engine bay. So here's the engine bay of the Audi A8, and like I told you, we have only the one version, the 55 TFSI. So that is the 3-liter turbocharged V6, and it produces 340 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque, and it is attached to an 8-speed Tiptronic gearbox. And like I told you, it has Quattro all-wheel drive. So altogether this package moves the A8, which has a curb weight of 2055 kilos, from 0 to 100 in just 5.7 seconds, which is again pretty nice. And it has a top speed limited to 250 kilometers per hour or 155 miles per hour. So that's it. And basically in other markets you have the 60 TFSI as well, which gives you the 4-liter twin turbocharged V8. I think it has 470 horsepower or something like that, but we don't get that in Saudi Arabia. If you want the V8, you'll have to buy the S8, and there's no in between. And also we don't have any of the plug-in hybrids that you get in European markets. We don't have those over here. And also one more thing, all the engines in the new A8 other than the plug-in hybrids are all mild hybrids. So what that means is that there is a small 48 volt electric motor which provides boost in situations like when you want to overtake someone, and it also fills the torque gaps when you're changing gears and stuff, and it also helps the fuel economy. So that's it for the engine bay. Let's move on to the interior. So before moving on to the interior, I wanted to show you the fuel economy of this car. So like I told you, it has the 3-liter V6 and the fuel economy is 13.2 kilometer per liter, and that comes out to an average rating on this scale over here. It's okay, it's not very poor, it's not very good, it just comes up in the middle, so not an issue. But in markets where the petrol prices are pretty high, I think it's best to consider going for the plug-in hybrids so that you can save a bit on the fuel costs. And one more thing, if you're enjoying the video so far, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well, and do turn on your bell notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And now let's move on to the interior. And obviously it has keyless entry, but currently I have the car unlocked. So in terms of the interior design, it is pretty much similar to the previous generation or the pre-facelift model, and to be honest, the interior design is something that Audi will have to update pretty drastically if it wants to compete with the new 7 Series and the S-Class as well, because S-Class was the first one to move the game up in the interior quality, and now the new 7 Series is also pretty good. So Audi will have to do something pretty drastic if it wants to compete with those two interiors. But I can understand this is just a facelift model, so they couldn't change the full interior. Most probably when the new generation A8 comes out, it will have a pretty good looking interior, and that is something we can expect Audi to do. So now let's talk about the door trims. The quality of the materials, as expected, is going to be really nice. You have soft touch leather up top, you have piano black over here, more piano black on this side. This part of the trim you can change, but this stays in piano black, so you can get open pore woods, you can get aluminum inserts, you have a bunch of different options for the aluminum inlays. And also, like I told you, the Audi exclusive option is there as well, so you can make it even more according to your style and add touches that are not common as well. Then moving down in the door trim, you have this kind of soft Alcantara or suede material, which is again pretty soft and it feels nice to the touch as well. I think if you want, you can get leather, but this has the suede and I think it feels really nice. Then you have your door handles, which are pretty nice, and you have your central locking, memory seating. And then you have your speaker grill. Right over here again you have soft touch leather. This is a small cubby hole right over here. You have a nice chunky door handle. You have pretty good looking window switches as well, and you have your side mirror controls as well. So the leather material again over here is pretty nice and soft. Then down below you have that same piano black trim. You can change it to wood or aluminum, whatever you want. You have your button to open the tailgate. You have a decent amount of storage, and this one has the upgraded Bang & Olufsen speaker system. As standard, you have a normal Audi speaker system, but if you do like listening to music, podcasts and stuff, I think the B&O upgrade is pretty much worth it. Then moving down here, you have your illuminated sill plates, and these are the seats. So this particular model has the tan leather interior. This is the color that I like a lot in most of the luxury cars. So whenever I go on the configurator and design something, the luxury cars have this color for the interior. I do like this color a lot. If it is a sportier model, then I go to red. So that's the only changes that I do. I usually don't go towards white and stuff. I don't like that. So these are the seats, look pretty comfortable, and you have a lot of adjustment for lumbar and your height adjustment and stuff. So we are done with the door trim now. Let's head on to the interior and I'll show you everything over there. So guys, I'm in the interior of the 2022 model of the A8, and let's turn on all the systems because it is pretty hot when I close the door. So you have your start stop button right over here, and as soon as you press that, you can see the AC vents open up in a motorized manner, which I do like a lot, and the AC vents come out and the startup as well. Okay, so I have turned on all the systems in the A8, and to be honest, it feels really nice and comfortable over here. You can see the headroom I have is pretty good. This cap is a bit high, that's why it's almost touching the roof, but without the cap I did check and I have a lot of headroom, so that's not an issue. I am 6'4" or 195 centimeter by the way. That should give you some idea of how you will fit inside the new Audi A8. I have the seat set to its lowest driving position, so that's why I do have a good amount of headroom. The seats themselves are pretty nice and comfortable. I do have a larger body size and it doesn't even matter. I am pretty comfortable in these seats, and I think overall seating comfort and the visibility around the car is pretty nice, so that is a tick in my box. And now let's take a look at the features around the interior. So let's start with the dashboard quality first, and as expected from a car in this class, it is pretty nice and soft. The leather material all the way till the end is really nice and soft. You have this kind of mesh material. I hope you can hear the sound. You can see it has that kind of speaker grill type of texture, and it feels pretty high quality as well. You have gloss black over here, which I don't like a lot, but Audi do provide microfiber cloth and to clean it, but I think you will wear it out pretty fast because you will get a lot of fingerprints on this rim. That's why I don't like piano black. But if you want, like I told you, you have the option of getting wood trim or aluminum trim as well. Then I think you can see the ambient lighting as well, which goes all around, and you can see some of the ambient lighting right below over here as well. The ambient lighting does not have the effect that you get on the S-Class, but it is okay and it's good enough, and it does look good at night. Then you have your standard Audi light controls right over here. You have your digital virtual cockpit right over here. I'll just show you some of the features over there. So to control it, you obviously have your buttons on the steering wheel, and you can go through different settings. Currently it is on the FM, as you can see over there, or media controls. You can go to safety systems or warnings. Then you have your fuel consumption right over there. You can connect your phone. It has both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Or you can take a look at your navigation. You can see the navigation is shown in this small area over here. But if I press the view button right over there, it will obviously enlarge the map for you. So it's basically the same Audi MMI system that you have been getting in almost all of the Audi models. So nothing much is there to explain. Then we take a look at the steering wheel itself. So this one has this kind of 4-spoke design, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if you want, you can get a 3-spoke design as well, and it looks like this. And behind the steering wheel, you have your light controls, windshield control, cruise control settings, and all that stuff. And you also have some paddle shifters, and the steering itself is electronically controlled. Then let's move on to the center console, and you have 2 displays like you get in an Audi A6 and A7 as well, and basically like Audi Q7 and Q8 as well. So basically you have, I think, a 10-inch display and an 8-inch display right below. You have the same Audi MMI system, so you have your radio media controls, you have your car settings as well. If I press that, you can go through your Audi Drive Select, Efficiency Assist. You can control your seats. So you can see this one has massaging seats. You have your seat adjustment, massage, seat temperature balance, and you also have a lot of further settings as well. And then you have your AC controls, driver assist, lights and visions, and all that stuff. So it's basically the same Audi MMI. You have your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay and stuff. Then you have the screen down below. So this is to control your climate settings and fan speed and stuff, your temperature controls, your seat ventilation and heating as well. You have your auto start stop button right over here. You have further settings as well. So if you go into the navigation, you can use this screen to write the letters to enter for your navigation destination. Then you have blind controls as well. So you can see the blind is coming up at the back. So you have the control for that over here. And that's about it. Then you have your Audi Drive Select. So currently I have it in auto. You can go up to comfort. You have efficiency. Then you have dynamic and individual as well. We'll just keep it in comfort. I think if you go for the predictive adaptive suspension, you also have a comfort plus setting as well. You can also raise and lower the height of the suspension here as well, so you can take it higher or lower according to your preference, so whatever you like. Then you have your traction control button, hazard buttons, and some more climate control buttons as well. Then you have your parking camera button, and you can see we have the front view and your 360 degree as well, but I can go into 3D mode as well, and you can see I can see the car as it is. The only thing I don't like is that the car that is shown over here is not exactly the car that I'm sitting in, so there's a difference over there, but overall it is pretty good system. Then here you have your safety system controls, your volume and tuning knob. Then here you have your gear selector for your 8-speed Tiptronic. You have your electronic parking brake, auto hold, and you do have a cubby hole over here for your cup holders, and it is in the piano black, but again, if you want, you can get different trims for this. Then we have your central armrest. You can see it is a 2-part armrest. If the passenger wants something, he doesn't need to disturb you, and he can just pull up that part over there and access the storage over here. You have 2 USB-C ports, a wireless charger right over here, and a decent amount of storage. And then let's take a look at the glove box. A decent amount of size, lined with felt, so whatever you keep inside won't scratch around and rattle as well. Then here's the rear view mirror, nice design, frameless, which I like a lot. And then we take a look at the lights. So you have your button to turn on the lights right over here, and you can see they look pretty nice. They do have individual LED bulbs and they look really good. And you have your control for your sunroof. So it is a two-part sunroof. So you have one section for the front passengers and you have another section for the rear passengers, and you can also see the ambient lighting around over here. Then here are your sun visors along with your mirrors and an LED light up top. And I think that's all in the front section. Now let's move on to the back seats and I'll show you the features over there. So alright guys, I'm at the rear of the Audi A8, and let's take a look at the door trim over here. So it is similar to the one in the front. You have the same type of materials, same quality, and you have the same storage spaces and stuff. You also have controls for your blinds, and if you pull on this, you can see we have electronic blinds as well. So pretty nice, and you can close them back electrically. You have your speaker systems, and you have that same suede material over here as well, and you also have a decent amount of storage in the door pockets. Then over here you can see we have the sill plates right over here. These are how the seats look. So now let's take a seat inside and I'll show you all the features over there. Okay, so I'm in the back seats of the Audi A8, and the first thing that I want to show you is the headroom. So as I told you, I am 6'5" or 195 centimeter, and the headroom is a bit of an issue, but not that much. It's basically my cap that is touching the roof. If I sit by slouching, then I do have an okay amount of headroom, and that's not an issue. But taller passengers, do beware. The best seat for you guys most probably will be the one in the driver's seat or the front passenger seat, but in the rear, if you want more space, I'll just show you what to do. But first thing I wanted to tell you is that I do have a larger body size, but these seats are really comfortable and I feel pretty nice and cozy in them, so comfort is not an issue. But if you do want more like leg room and stuff, I'll just show you what to do. So as you can see right now, to have more headroom, I had to sit by slouching, and my legs are basically touching the back side of the front passenger seat. But if I sit normally, I do have an okay amount of knee room, but then again my head touches the roof, so that's a bit of a problem for me. So the only way I think for me to sit comfortably is to hit this button right over here, and when I do that, you can see the front passenger seats moves in the front. One thing is that you do have to keep holding this button over here, but as you can see right now, the front footrest comes down. Then you do have the option of putting your feet over there and nicely stretching and relaxing, but that's the only thing you can do. And by the way, I think this one does not have the option, but you can also get a foot massager right in that section over there. So basically you will just have to remove your shoes. You have to keep your feet touched to that place over there, and the foot massager will move up and down and massage your feet. So pretty nice, and you don't usually see foot massagers in a car, so that is a pretty nice addition. And then you can just press this button back and then the seat will come back, and it does take a bit of time, so I'll just speed it up for you. So that was done, and you can see the only change that Audi have done in the rear is that they have added these new 10-inch screens for the rear entertainment system, and you can basically mirror your phone to them as well, and whatever you're watching on the phone will be displayed over here. You can see adjust the brightness, the volume. You have dual screen mirroring and stuff. You can control audio sharing. You have different settings and all that stuff. So it's basically just a screen that you can connect via to the internet, and you can share your mobile screen to it. So that's the only new thing. So like it has a new processor and stuff, so that's the only change. And the other change is that they've added this new MMI system over here, that previously this screen over here that you see was removable, but now it's fixed, and it's basically the same thing as you see the MMI system over there. It has the same interface and stuff, but for some reason it's not turned on, it's just connecting. So it has been going on for quite a long time. I cannot show it to you properly, but it is basically like that screen just shortened up. Then you can see we have ambient lighting over here, your piano black, but if you choose wood, that will be seen over there, or if you choose aluminum, that will be seen over there. You have your AC vents right over here, which are nicely damped. You can control the air vent speed via these touch sensitive buttons over there. You do have a 12-volt socket and a household plug as well. Then this particular one has the bench seating option, but I don't recommend making anyone sit in the middle. unless you hate them, because you can see the hump in the floor is pretty large and they have basically no room, and that's the only thing I wanted to say. But you do have the option of getting a fixed like center console as well, just like how you get on something like a Rolls-Royce or Bentley, so it will be attached all the way till over there. Then you can have the options of adding tables and stuff. That's the only main option for the rear seats. Then you do have cup holders as well, which are hidden right over here. You press that, you have your cup holders right over there. Then you do have seat controls as well. So this is to control the passenger seat. You can push it back or push it front as well. You can also control the headrest as well electronically, so you have all the controls. If you want to push the front seat forward for making more room for you, you can just press this button over here in the middle and push this, and that will basically move the seat forward and backwards, whatever you want to do. Then you also have the lumbar adjustment and all that stuff. And then you also have some more storage right underneath the armrest over here, along with 2 USB-Cs. And this one does not have the option, but you can also get a cool box, or like basically a fridge for the rear seats. And I think you get that option if you go for that full center console that I told you about. So then you get the option for adding the fridge. Some of the other features, you do have vanity mirrors at the back along with your LED light. You do have some more light controls here as well. I think these are standard LED lights, but you can get matrix options as well. And I think that's basically it. So guys, that was all I had to say about the Audi A8. Hope you enjoyed the video a lot. And what do I personally think about it? I think overall the Audi A8 is a pretty nice luxury car, and obviously being an Audi, the technology inside, the ride comfort, the performance, everything is pretty good. Obviously I couldn't get to drive it. It is a brand new car. There is no test drives available, I think so that's why I couldn't drive it. But from the reviews that I have read of this particular car, the praises are pretty high, so that is pretty good. And basically, like there's just small disadvantages, right? Like the interior just feels a bit dated when compared to the new 7 Series and S-Class, but most probably that will change when the new generation of the A8 comes. And that's just a small minor thing. Overall, the material quality in the interior is pretty good, so that is something you have to expect from an Audi. And overall, I think I really like this car. And if you're interested in buying something like the 7 Series or S-Class, I highly recommend you should take a look at the A8, because obviously the A8 has its own advantages when compared to something like the 7 Series and S-Class, and they do have their own advantages as well. But I highly recommend that you do check out the A8. And if you're watching this in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, just come to the Audi showroom. I'll be leaving the location link down below. Come here and take a look around. And that's basically all I had to say. And if you enjoyed watching the video, guys, do leave a like and do subscribe to the channel as well. Do turn on your bell notifications so that you'll be the first ones to know when I upload new videos. And thanks for watching, guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and bye bye.